what does linear search do? In very simple terms, linear search will look up the values in the array and then it will make sure to check all the values. अगर आपकी values में नहीं है तो it will stop searching. So इसको अगर हम बात करें simple, let's say 5 drawers की. Okay, let's go with this example. So giving you a real life example, let's say आप में से कोई भी, you guys are searching stuff, maybe you're looking for your phone and then these are the set of drawers. So हर drawer में कुछ पड़ा है, maybe one has files, maybe one has your smartphones, maybe one में आपकी glasses हैं, watches हैं, etc. So until and unless you've seen all 5 of them, you will keep on searching, first of all. Secondly, let's say if you find the mobile in the first drawer, you do not need to look in the remaining 4. And let's say you have seen all the drawers, only then you can decide that, okay, now the smartphone does not exist in the set of drawers. So ये इसके main rules हैं. Again, ये आप लोगों को I'm pretty sure पता है. So ये algorithm इसका, you loop through the array until you find the target, or we have iterated the whole array. Compare the current value of the array with the target. If they both match, you save the index. Otherwise, once the loop ends, that means you've seen the whole array. अगर आपको finding condition नहीं आपको मिलती, तो आपने output कर देना error. Okay, now there are 2 ways of doing it. एक तो ये है कि अब वो आपको procedural terms में कहे, ठीक है, कि आपने linear search लिखनी है. वैसे इस तरह से ना अब होता नहीं है. जो नए पेपर्स आए उसमें they just ask you कि आपने एक मॉड्यूल लिखना है. But because we will be writing a procedure, so procedure में ये होगा कि आपको as soon as you find the element, you would need to break the loop. तो उसके लिए आपको एक found का एक boolean flag जो ना वो use करना पड़ेगा. So we have an array like this. We have a procedure linear search. इसमें एक parameter भेजा target का. Initially we are assuming that the value is not in the array. So we repeat until we find the element, or the index becomes more than 5 because this array में से 5 elements है. Okay. Every time I assign the current value and then I check if the current value is equal to target value. If at some point it happens, so I'm going to save that index in the target. So let's say I'm looking for 55. I find 55 at the third index. I save 3 in target index and I set found to true. And then I go to the next index. अब found to true क्यों किया है? क्योंकि जब मैं loop पे आऊंगा यहाँ पे, the since found has become true now, the repeat until will instantly end. That means we do not need to look at the remaining indices. So that is the procedural method. So once the loop ends, then you can check if found was true. अच्छा, by the way, ये found खाली इस तरह से लिखा है या is equal to true लिखा हो, ये these are both correct. It depends कि आपने किस तरह से लिखते हैं. Boolean values में both are fine. और अगर आपने किसी वैल्यू को चेक करना है कि false है, तो you just write if not found. ठीक है, Boolean like this. So output कर दो target not found. Otherwise you will say target found at the index and then you will end the procedure and then you can call it. So ये है आपका procedure से. अब इसको अगर हम function से करें ना, function से it becomes very easy because function में you can return a value and since we are returning a value, it can instantly terminate your function. So उसकी जो execution वो terminate हो जाएगी. So let's convert it into a function now. That's more fun. So function linear search, इसमें target as integer and it will also return an integer. ये returns होता है, but I'm writing return because color coding हो जाती है. And function, okay. So I will check in the loop for, let's say, in 1, 2, like कितने में से 5. If कर लेते हैं current value में हम assign कर लेते हैं आपकी array का index जो idx है. Okay. If the current is equal to target, then we can just literally return the value of the index. You don't need to do anything else. No saving, no all of that stuff. Okay, अब इसमें बहुत common mistake है कि यहाँ पे instantly students will return -1 या कह देंगे not found या stuff like that. Now the reason this is wrong is because you are saying that if the value is not in the current drawer, we're going back to the analogy, if the phone is not in the current drawer, then that means it does not exist in any of the drawers. So that is the wrong assumption. So you cannot return not found if it was not in the single index of the array. So ये जो आपने return करना ना not found, this will only happen once the loop has ended. So you need to get rid of this return -1 here and you need to bring it outside the for loop like this. ठीक है, यहाँ पे अब return -1 जब हम करेंगे, once the loop has run completely and if the value was not in the array, only then it will return -1. So इससे प्रोग्राम आपको और सिंप्लीफाई हो जाता है and that's it. अब इसको हम कॉल करते हैं, इसको कैसे some there are some values in here, इस कोर्स की array है हमारे पास. Let's bring it in the main program. Okay, so I'm saying that there's a very common mistake that students do. That is, if you find the value, you return the index, and then you write else. If you didn't find it, then you return -1. अब इससे होगा क्या? अब आपको array में values जो नजर आ रही है that are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. But I want to search, let's say 30. It says not found, which is clearly wrong. And the reason is that when you're saying that if the current is not equal to the target, then you instantly return -1. So we start with 10. Is 10 equal to 30? No. So 10 is not equal to 30. So it says that you terminate the function now, meaning that 30 does not exist in the array because आपने यहाँ पे terminate कर दिया foreign से, and you bring it back to the line it was called from line 30. So that's why it's wrong. So then the correct answer of this is that you have to return it outside the loop. So the loop will only end if and only if the inner return statement did not work. And the reason it did not work is because the value is not in the array. So then you can safely assume that it's not there and you return -1. So now if I search 30, so it says it's found at 2. But now if I search -30, so then it says value not found. So ये अब आपका जो Python में you can actually run it and see for yourself, or ये same logic मैंने यहाँ पे apply किया. So when we call it now, so let's call it target index maybe. Target index will call linear search on the target value, let's say is 30. And then you check if the target index is equal to -1. So now you will output that target is not in array. Else you'll output target found at target index. इस तरह से आप पूरा जो ना, this is the complete program now. If you simply return -1, the user would want no. So अगर यहाँ पे जैसे if I go back to the Python program, if I don't have this if condition here, let's see. If I print -30, it says value found at index -1. So -1 makes no sense. So in order for the user to make sense of it, we need to explicitly print कि -1 का मतलब क्या है.